Welcome to Travel with Smiley. We're in wild and wonderful West Virginia. We're headed 1,500 feet underground at the Beckley Exhibition Coal Mine. So come on, let's go jump on a manned car and see what a coal mine looks like. Make sure you take a look through the museum about the coal miners and the tools they used to mine coal many feet underground. Sometimes they had up to 1,500 feet of mountain above their heads as they worked in the deep, dark coal mines. Here's some tools on display that were used in repairing the railroad that took the miners underground. It's a small coal pick used in 1918. If the miner while drilling ran into one of these sulfur balls, he could try to break through it or begin a new hole in another place. You can see sometimes the miners are working on their hands and knees with very little headroom in the mines. Some of the items found in the coal company doctor's office, the coal company store. The coal mines were so far from banks that the coal companies issued scrip and token money to pay their miners back in the 1920s. Here's their adding machines. The check writing machine used in 1919. Some of the different scrip and paper coupons used to pay the coal miners. Coal miners would generally place a rock or something heavy on top of their lid so that visiting mine rats that were hungry couldn't lift the lid off from their lunch bucket. Believe it or not, the miners welcomed rats in an underground mine because a rat would warn the miner of impending roof falls by running for safety. Some of the quaint little coal miners' homes around the property here in Beckley, West Virginia.
I want to welcome you to the mine. My name is Sonny and I'll be your guide. We'll take about 40-45 minutes to go through. Okay, ready to go?
Yep, thank you.
Hang on. Everybody comfortable?
Yes, thank you.
Kind of coolish, isn't it? When they were mining this coal at that time period, okay, see what they done, they would blast it down, and they would use dynamite. In fact, they used black powder, and the amount of black powder that he would put in there would more or less determine the texture of the coal. If you put lots of black powder in there, it's going to blow it up pretty much. If you don't put very much, it's going to make it in chunks. Okay, to get the different sizes, those tipples, and that's what they were called. And so what they do, they run that coal in there, and then they run it over screens, and so this screen here is going to let small chunks drop through. The next one's going to make bigger, and they run so many different size coal. Some of those tipples were set up maybe to run maybe as much as 6 different sizes of coal, and that's how they would do it. You know, they'd run it through there and grade it. One thing they would do, they'd clean it, and what they would do, they'd try to get the rock and so forth out of it. A long time ago, when they had child labor laws, that was one of the things boys done, was pick that rock up, like that.
Thank you.
Now they do it with continuous miner. They grind up coal, rock, everything. About everything you see is real fine, and that's the market now, see. Power plants, that's the way they like it. That's where most of the coal goes, just generate power. That and making steel and byproducts, a lot of it, byproduct too. You got a little flyer outside, you can pick it up if you want, and you can see how so many different things made out of coal. And so he comes in here and he lays on his side, and he takes that pick and chips that coal out that way, and that's going to take him half a day. And it's called undercutting. And the further back he can get underneath there with that pick, is the more coal he gets when he blasts it down. Well, after he done that, then he had to drill it. This pressed over, and let me get it out there and I'll show you a little bit better how it works. I'm not going to drill a hole there, I'm just going to show you how it works. He would drill one there. But anyhow, this is how he drilled it. It's called, after he got the undercutting done, he got a drill. He takes his dynamite, which he uses black powder, and he'd make up a tube of it and put it in there, and he'd take his tamper stick and run it back all the way back to the hole and put a fuse in it, and then he tamp it up with this old mud like this right here. He gets ready to set it off, and he'll holler, "Fire in the hole!" And he'll take his light, his carbide light, and he'll light the fuse, and then he comes out of here fast as go on his hands and knees. And because see, that's where you hike, so he can't run, so he crawls, and his intent is to get around that corner before that charge goes off. And if he don't make it, then he gets help. Come down here. And when that fuse burns the powder, and it sets that charge off, and all that coal he has uncut is what drops, and that's what he loads that day.
I've been punished severely for talking in class. Well, thanks for traveling today on Travel with Smiley to the Beckley coal mine in West Virginia. And remember to always travel safe, travel fun, travel America. See you next time on our next show. You'll never know where we'll be at.